Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mead and cheese, the Cornwall special.
The Cornwall special, right. We're just going to switch back to off the ad and now onto the stream. And I think it's that one. And hello.
Hello. So, Tom, what have you been doing for the past week? You weren't on Mead and Cheese last week. Where were you?
I was in Cornwall.
Kerno.
And I was touring Cornwall. And you'll be quite surprised, Corey, that there is a lot of mead in Cornwall. A hell of a lot.
That doesn't surprise me, but it does excite me.
It was exciting. We have had some meads from Cornwall. Unfortunately, now I have to start with this tragic story. Unfortunately, on the way back to our headquarters in Leicester, right near it, right in the little car park, one mead bottle did break. That is sad. It is very sad. I'm not happy about that. But Maddie's wine was fine.
Yeah, the wine is fine.
The wine is fine.
The mead is dead.
The mead is dead. Yeah. So, but yeah. First of all, I want to say there's not just Cornish mead. It was also mead from what's that place? Devon, nice. And that was the first mead because Maddie went a few days earlier on a tour. She went to Devon. And she got some mead.
Well, of course, we have mead from Devon almost every week because Lime Bay Winery are based in Devon.
And you never guess what? It wasn't Lime Bay Winery. It was another brand.
Ooh. Was that the Moonhoney Mead?
You would be correct in saying that was Moonhoney Mead. It was very interesting. I'm looking forward to hear your opinion on it because we do have 2 bottles of it for you. What I want to say first about this, I think you have to take it from a different perspective than a regular mead. I think you have to take it from the perspective that this is something which is different, it's unique, it is, I would say, the way I describe it in one sentence is, it's a modern mead for a picnic.
Oh, okay.
And it has a slightly different flavour, slightly different taste. So then the one you won't get to try today is Moorland Mead. It was from a little Cornish village we went to, and it was really nice.
Yeah,
I tried to downplay it on the phone the other day, but it was nice.
I remember you telling me like it was the first time you considered licking something up off the floor.
So you know how I said considered?
Yeah.
I actually did.
You actually did.
I didn't lick it off the floor, but there was because it broke, fell out the car, and there was loads of shards of glass.
Right.
And I there's a bit of shard of glass that wasn't touching it was on the floor, but obviously the mead was not touching the floor, it was on the glass.
We don't recommend our listeners lick mead off of shards of glass.
And I was
no, never.
I didn't. I touched my finger in it. I was like. Terrible loss.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to get some more.
Yeah, we will just have to get some more. That is fine.
So, I know this is the Cornish special, but I have brought something with me today.
Yep.
It is Nidhoggr Mead from York.
Oh, so we have a proper...
you have one of them.
We have a proper lot of mead today.
So maybe this is a north versus south situation.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the mead of York.
And another mead I have today is 2 others. Is Heligan. Maddie, if Maddie was here, she would correct me. Heligan Garden Mead. It's from the lost city of the Lost Gardens of Heligan. A beautiful place, way better than the Eden product in my opinion. It's a beautiful place, and they have 2 different meads. They have a blackberry mead, which is a flavoured one.
Nice.
And a original mead, which is just a normal one, both 17%, and they're both done by the Cornish Mead Company. So this is true Cornish mead.
Well, that is very, very interesting. We also have in the studio with us a returning guest, a regular on the show.
I think it's like perennial guest at this point.
Ed Woodywurst.
Hi.
So Ed, what are your thoughts on Cornish mead?
I mean, it tastes like mead. Oddly enough, last week I had Cornish Mead.
Oh,
I had Brigantine's Cornish Mead, which I'm pretty certain my parents bought from Morrison's.
didn't know Morrison sold Cornish Mead.
Yeah, that's the other two meads they sell. Hold on, I need to check this because I can't remember quite right. But it was Brigantine's. Oh no, they do sell Brigantine, but it wasn't that one. So Morrison sell 2 Blackberry Meads,
Nice.
both Cornish Meads. But yeah, mead wine, which I think is apparently just wine that's flavoured with honey, but it tastes indistinguishable, so I assume it is just mead.
Well, that's the thing, like,
Yeah.
mead,
It's-
honeyed wine, and mead wine are all terms that are used interchangeably, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Doesn't
so
really matter.
Brigantine Cornish mead wine that I had, it was traditional flavour. Original ready salted.
yes.
So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
That's good, that's good.
I think last week when I came to let you in, I did have some, so I should have offered you a bit.
So, Tom, tell us more about your Cornish Mead tour. How was the weather?
The weather was fantastic. Now, I'm going to start from the beginning. I didn't go up with... there was 3 bands of people who went up in 3 different times.
Mhm.
First of all, the Secretary of Wines and Station Manager DemonFM, Maddie, went up with her grandma to Devon, and then she made her way to Plymouth to meet my mum, who then went up with the Jackson family. And they met her and picked her up in Plymouth.
Yeah.
And then me, Charlotte and Ewan. Charlotte, we had on News a Week from Change Agents. And we had Ewan, who's a beautiful musician. Now, this journey was on that day, which was like, I think, that Ed messaged me about it. He said he was going home earlier because he didn't want to travel on this particular day because it was so
Oh,
hot.
yeah, it was... I was down in Falmouth. I was down in Falmouth at like similar-ish time that you guys were in Cornwall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the 15th for graduation at Falmouth Uni and met Dawn French. And I went back on Saturday because the trains were awful. My dad gave me a lift and I didn't want to have to travel on Sunday. And there's a woman at the door and she's scaring me. She's looking at me, so I'll let her in. Don't let her in. Don't let her in. No, please don't let her in.
We'll let her wait for a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get through this segment. But yeah, it was a very, very hot journey up. It was so hot. It was boiling. It was like crazily hot. Like
Oh.
the aircon was on in the car, did nothing. The windows open, just made you hotter.
It was much cooler in Cornwall, though.
It was cooler in Cornwall when we got there, but we had to drive from Leicester to get there. So we were just, and
Oh, dear.
they went to a wedding the day before, so we were going to head out like at 6 a.m. to miss the sun. That didn't happen. We left about 10, and yeah, we traversed all the way to Cornwall in this blistering heat, and it was. Maddie looks very sad. She looks very sad. I'm going to just tilt the camera to show you.
Yeah, show the camera, Maddie.
There you go. Look, there's Maddie. Look
But
how
also,
sad she is.
Maddie knows the rules about the red light is on.
I'm going to go let her in because she looks too sad.
Oh,
Because I need her for the
poor
next
Maddie.
part.
is Tom too soft?
Too soft? I don't know.
I think Tom needs more mead.
Maybe that should be a
Maybe.
Twitter poll.
I'm going to say, save our sundial.
Are you now just going to go?
we are joined by station manager Madeline Forster,
Yes, I am here.
who has just said, "Save the sundial."
I loved it. I absolutely loved your song. And I'm not even joking. You've got such a beautiful voice. I can hear the passion.
Well,
I can hear the passion.
what else is there to be passionate about other than the Sutton sundial?
There's nothing good at the moment.
No, except of course Cornish Mead, which I've heard many great things about, but have not yet tried.
You've not tried the delicious flavours of the Cornish. Have you got my mic on?
So,
You have, yeah.
It's on, yeah.
a bit more about the story. So we went to this. We needed Ewan because obviously he had a wedding the day before, so he had to get some coffee
With mead in it, I assume.
Well, we would have loved that, but he was driving, So that was a big no. So we went to get this coffee, and we thought, what do we need? We need to go get him some coffee. So we'll go to a service station in Gloucester. So we pull up to this service station.
Say that again.
Gloucester.
Yeah, no, that's correct. That is genuinely the
It's not
correct
Gloucester?
answer. No, it's Gloucester. People think it's Gloucester, but no, it's Gloucester.
So it sounds more like a cluster.
Yeah, it sounds more like Gloucester than Gloucester.
So we went to... So anyway, we went into the cluster.
Went into Gloucester. Yeah, you're in Gloucester.
And went to the service station, and this was the most bizarre
Was it
service
Gloucester Services?
I think it might have been.
I know the exact
It was
services.
it was like a farmer's market.
Yeah.
So you went to Gluzzy.
Yeah.
Don't say it like that.
And
Yeah.
Don't say it like that. That's closer to a glizzy. Do you know what a glizzy is?
Yeah, we do, but gluzzy sounds funny.
Guzzle, guzzle, guzzle.
This place, though, had fresh bread, bakery. It had a butcher's. Everything was like farmer brands as well. No mead, but everything else was like farmer brands. Like there was no you couldn't get a Coca-Cola in there. It was like Farmer's Coke, and it was so expensive, and there was no ice. So we went to about 3 different service stations looking to get some coffee and refreshments because it was a hard trek. But we eventually got there through the hard sun, and then we went on this little tour around Cornwall. And I think the first one I want to talk about is Rattler's Cider Farm.
Yes.
Hang on, you're not going to back it up a bit to the journey that I had?
No, because this is Tom's
I
story.
went to a meadery.
Well, if
This
you,
is
we
Tom's
will
story.
talk about that later, Maddie.
we will get onto that because that will come when we talk about the actual meadery. But yeah, so back to it. Let's put let's forwards on.
So was this still in Gluzzy or?
No,
Stop
the
calling it
Rattler's
that,
Farm was in
Was it?
Cornwall. We went to our place in Cornwall, went in a hot tub. The first day went to Rattler's Farm, which is a cider farm. There was a thing what said mead on it, but there was no mead there.
I've got to say, I'm not a massive fan of Rattler, if I'm honest.
It was actually a really good tour. I don't like the cider myself, but I have to say, we managed to have the free tasting, full experience of the whole farm, presses, apple chopping. There was animals there, a very depressed horse. Like it looked, it looked
dude.
really bad.
You ever been to Cornwall?
Yeah, but like the pigs were happy.
Pigs are always happy, though. They can live anywhere.
There was a 3-day baby old goat.
3-day baby old goat.
3-day baby.
3-year-old.
I think that's a challenge in The Sims.
Yeah.
You have to have a baby in 3 days.
But you know, it was a really cute baby goat. And there was some donkeys, some very happy donkeys.
However, if you ever go to Cornwall, if you're ever in Cornwall, you do have to have Rattler once. Because for some reason the Cornish are mad about it, and I've never understood this.
To be fair,
As the Cornish
Rattler.
expert on this show right
I
now,
like it
I
more
don't
from the
get it.
bottle than I do from the tap.
Oh yeah, it is much better.
Like so much better.
However, I drank it a lot from both. Because
I've only ever had
the-
it from the bottle, I think. So.
Yeah, they don't have it on tap many places.
They don't have mead on tap anywhere.
Thing is, no, you wouldn't have mead on tap though. Would that be good? You can do it.
I was reading an article about draft mead. It's not common.
No, it doesn't seem like it would be.
No.
Oh, it's more like wine.
It is more like wine, but
It
at the
is
same
wine.
time, you could have it from a barrel easily. Probably wouldn't be.
We could
healthy,
just
though.
get a straw and
Yes.
stick it in the top of the barrel. Anyway, Tom, you were saying?
So the one thing, I think Maddie covered a lot about the farm. It was cute. It was a very good experience, Rattler Cider Farm. Now the one thing, Rattlers is known for cider, obviously, but you don't know all the other things they do. They do jam. They do
Well, they are a farm. They probably provide stuff to Gloucester Services.
probably, and they do chutney, and that you do chutney and jam tasting, which is
Ooh,
fun.
Chutney's fun.
We
they had really good mustard too.
really good mustard.
Really good
We had a vanilla and strawberry jam, which is really nice with some clotted cream on a crumpet. Then they also do this cider tasting, which is my favourite thing because it is normally when you go tasting like we did in Madeira, they give you like one little bit, and you know, this place they had like a ring bar,
Yeah.
They had like every sort of alcohol. So you go round, you get, and they don't just do one type of cider, they do loads of different types. So you go round and you taste each one. Then you taste their wines. Then you taste their barreled special stuff, which is like they make cider in a whiskey, like a whiskey barrel.
Whiskey cask.
Yeah, so they put it in.
There's
But
a really good one of them in Scotland.
one was Jamaican rum with
That was
cider,
so nice.
and it was like they made the cider in the Jamaican rum. So it used to be the barrel was used for Jamaican rum, and now it's used for cider. So then you get like the taste beaten into it from the barrel, and that was really nice. And then about halfway through, I can't really remember many of them because I was absolutely off my head because, you know, they do gins.
It was the second to hottest day of the year as well. We should clarify this. This was the Monday before the Tuesday.
So
it was hot.
And I did 7 shots of different gins they did. And that they're strong. And then you go back round, you have like a few lemonades to refresh it up, and then you end up on the wine. And then you walk out and you go around and you see their like actual place they build, make them, not I'm going to say mead, make all their products, and then you go like look at that. And I thought the first thing I thought is we need this for mead. We need big industrial meaderies.
Well, yeah, we do. I know that I think Lyme Bay are probably the biggest meadery in the country.
And fun fact, they are not in Cornwall. They are closer to...
They're the other side of Exeter.
They're in Axminster.
Yeah.
So the more
We could get there.
We could.
We could go now. Should we call up Tom Dye and ask him if he'll drive us to Axminster?
He's very happy with his new Lightning McQueen plushie. Which
Does he have a Lightning
we
McQueen
bought one today, me and Lou, and it was one that was just staring at us, and it was just... It was badly stitched. It looked... You know those like really cringe toys that are like slightly made wrong? It was made wrong.
Ka-chow.
And we got it for £2 at Cancer Research.
I know this is very much awful radio and very off topic, but I have to show you something my sister got me from Thailand.
Could you describe it to the radio viewers?
I can describe it to the radio
Does it have
viewers.
anything to do with Cornwall or mead or cheese?
In a way, maybe.
Oh, okay.
However, you know how ice cream vans in the UK have on the side like Disney characters that are just slightly off so they don't break copyright law?
Yeah.
So my sister went to Thailand and she's found the Thai equivalent, which is a badge of what we're calling cat Bart. So if I just... For the viewers at home, this is very much a not Bart Simpson skateboarding. But if you look closely, you can very much tell that it's Bart Simpson in a blue shirt and with the face of a cat.
Meow.
This is my sister's gift to me from her trip around the world to India and Thailand.
That's a mood.
That is... Wow, okay.
I was going to wear that thing as I met Dawn French, and I'm so sad I forgot to.
So, shall we do my Cornwall quiz, since we have 3
No quiz.
contestants?
Can you say that in Cornish?
I can't speak Cornish.
Shall I look
I'm
it
not
up?
even going to pretend to be able to speak Cornish.
No, they do have a language. I should not be saying I didn't know they had a
Yeah,
language. They
shut
do have
up,
a language.
Maddie. Hold on.
They do have a language, yeah, Cornish. Anyway, Cornwall quiz. Is everyone ready?
Yeah, I'm down.
I would like to submit a
I
formal
am
complaint
ready.
to Google that I'm Cornish.
So, I have 5 questions. They are all multiple choice. And we will begin with question number 1. What is the name of the flag used by Cornwall? Is it St. Piran's flag, St. Petrock's flag, or St. Michael's flag?
St. Michael's flag.
Maddie's going St. Michael.
Piran.
Ed's going Piran.
I'm going to go... So the St. Michael's Piran flag. And what was this one?
St. Petrock. You're not allowed to look on Wikipedia, Ed.
I'm going to go with Piran.
So, Ed and Tom were both correct. It is St. Piran's flag. Question number 2. Which language has more speakers? Is it A, Cornish, B, Manx, or C, They both have about the same.
Ooh.
What language is Manx again?
Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Cornish.
Manx.
I think that they both have about the same, so one of us will be right.
Ed, you are 100% correct. They both have about the same. They're not sure on the exact figures right now, but as of 2015, both languages had about 2,000 speakers.
Oh. They're both also dead languages as well, sadly.
I wouldn't say they're dead completely.
Well, they don't have any native speakers anymore. I think Manx, he died in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Manx was revived in the 70s.
Yeah, I think that it was quite recent, though. Shall I look that up?
But yeah, most people who speak these languages are classed as second language speakers.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough. So,
1974.
we have another language question. Which of these languages is the least similar to Cornish? Is it Breton, Welsh, or English?
English.
Welsh.
I think it's English. I think Cornish would be quite similar to Welsh, because it's Celtic.
Well, you are correct, Ed and Tom. It is English. Breton and Welsh are both classed as Brittonic Celtic languages, whereas English is Germanic in origin.
I think Breton is the closest language to Cornish.
That would be possibly.
I think it's true, but it's like they're all very similar, those three.
Well, yeah, most of the Brittonic Celtic languages, so that would be Welsh,
Breton.
Manx, Cornish.
Oh, Manx, Brittonic.
Yeah, and I would say, Manx and Cornish having both gone extinct and then revived, that gives them a lot in
Manx
common.
lived a lot. I think Breton is still spoken as well in Brittany.
It is, yeah.
So, it's just Cornish and Manx letting the side down by dying out.
But they brought it back, so
Why
it's fine.
dying out? Why?
They brought it back, so it's
Why
fine.
must you go like the dodo?
Okay, fourth question. Which party currently holds a majority in the Cornwall Council?
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it Meaden Kernow, the Conservatives, or the Liberal Democrats?
Oh,
Well,
hang on,
I
council.
won't.
Would you say that is
The county council.
the county council? Okay.
I'd assume the county council. Is there another council in Cornwall?
Maddie, do you not have headphones?
No.
Oh wait, there was a
That's
pair
odd.
over there, but I wasn't sure why they weren't plugged in.
I think everyone's taken one round by accident.
It's just that we can't hear you
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, if you pass them over here. Careful of your mead.
Mead and cheese
What we
is
can do,
currently
Maddie, is that you take
experiencing
these.
Also, you
technical
haven't whacked me up
difficulties.
straight away.
You take these, Maddie.
You haven't got me right up.
I did have you right up, and then you were very loud, so I
Was
turned
I?
it
you
down.
meant to
Oh, dear.
you turn down the trim, the gain.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right, I'll
Here I am.
repeat the question. Which party currently holds a majority in the Cornwall Council? Is it Meaden Kernow, the Party of Cornwall, the Conservatives, or the Liberal Democrats?
I think it will be the Liberal Democrats.
Tom's gone Lib Dems. Ed.
Tories.
Tories.
Ed and Maddie are correct.
Yeah.
It is the
Don't-
Tories.
I think. that
When are we wrong?
It's either in Cornwall. It's either the Conservatives or the Lib Dems in coalition with a bunch of independents.
Yeah. I think Meaden Kernow had about 4 seats.
Yeah, which is funny because I'm pretty sure it's more than the Labour Party.
It might be. Okay, the last question. How is Cornwall represented on the British-Irish Council?
What?
What do you mean by represented?
How is Cornwall represented on the British-Irish Council?
I'm
There's
not
a
really
British
sure.
Irish Council.
There is a British-Irish Council. It is an inter-government collaboration. That's all I'm going to tell you right now.
Do
I'm
we
not
get
gonna tell
options?
you who's in it. Yes. Okay, so Is it A, it is a full member with its own representative? Is it B, it is represented as part of England? Or is it C, it holds observer status and is also represented by the United Kingdom?
I want to say observer because
Observer sounds cool, doesn't it?
Cornwall, in my personal opinion, should have its own government, but unfortunately, when Gordon Brown was thinking about making a Cornish coalition, they sort of were like, I think it was like him or some others were like, yeah, nah, you're too small. Even though they are technically, I would say they're separate in how they run everything. Similar to Wales and also Scotland, they're too far away from places to really make a statement. So I'd say observer because we're too controlling of them.
Observer.
I'm going with as part of England.
Ed's going part of England.
Part of England.
Tom's also going part of England. Maddie, you were the only one who got that one correct.
Yep.
They do hold observer status and are represented by the United Kingdom. England does not have its own representative.
Oh, racism.
I wouldn't say that.
Because...
I definitely wouldn't say that.
So, the British Irish Council is an intergovernmental group comprised of the Republic of Ireland, the United Kingdom, the devolved governments of Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and the governments of the Crown dependencies, the Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey. England
Can you say that again for me?
Guernsey.
No. There's the three of them together.
the Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey.
Guernsey and Jersey.
In Gloucester.
Yeah.
Well, how did you pronounce Gloucester again, Tom?
Gloucester. I don't know.
Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Gloucester. Gloucester. Let's go to Gloucester. Come on, lads.
The Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey. England is not individually represented as it doesn't have a devolved government, so is represented by the United Kingdom government.
Can we use London's? I want Sadiq Khan at these meetings.
London should be its own city-state at this point.
Wait, it technically is.
Yeah.
Well, the City of London essentially is.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that.
So, going back to Cornwall, Cornwall has been an observer member of the council since 2010 because of the Cornish language being classified as one of their supported indigenous, minority and lesser used languages.
Yeah.
Which gives Cornwall observer status.
They
But
also
also
like to
represented by
send
the
the
UK.
pasty as like a snack because, you know, you get hungry.
Pasties are great.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
They're so good. I had lamb one with mint in it. It was so good.
So I think
It
Ed,
was
you won that
dirty.
quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had a slight advantage given that I lived there.
So yeah, I think now we should go to the Cornish national anthem,
We have a national anthem?
The national.
an unofficial anthem, the Trelawney.
I want people to know that we did not play this at my graduation. We just played cool music that sounded great.
And this is coming from the Fisherman's Friends.
Yeah, give me a sec.
We are back on Mead and Cheese,
Maddie,
the
you playing
Cornwall special
gotcha
featuring
games?
Devon.
Hello.
So we have just tried some of the Heligan Original Mead
Yes, we
Yeah.
have.
and
in the car park.
and the Heligan Blackberry Mead, both from the Cornish Mead Co. And I must say, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Now, obviously, like, I've been raving a lot about not so much the Heligan Original. I like the Heligan Original, but I expected to like that. Now, the Heligan Blackberry, which I almost didn't get, because I have a stigma against
Flavoured mead.
flavoured meads. I had this stigma, and I almost didn't get it, but I did because it was in a deal, and I still wanted to try it after all, and I was blown away, absolutely blown away, because that is that. Now, what it is? It feels like, I like to think mead is a very authentic drink.
Yes.
I like to think, there's a cave Viking who's sitting there with honey, and then he's like mixing that in with berries. And I feel like that drink was made in Heligan Gardens by a Viking.
Well, it's like when we had the the cherry and berry meads from Lime Bay, they had like an artificial cherry taste. They tasted kind of like alcopops, whereas this tastes like mead with added blackberry.
Yes.
It tastes, as you say, authentic.
Authentic, doesn't it? Absolutely authentic. And it's a good thing. It is lovely. It's delicious.
Speaking of Lime Bay, to compare the Heligan Original Mead to Lime Bay's traditional honey mead, they taste very similar.
Yeah, I thought that. Obviously, there's one you can't try, which I thought was nicer than that in terms of mead. It was, but obviously we'll try and get that on a show soon. We'll try and order it in, which was Maddie. You know the name.
What?
The mead from what broke.
It was the Bodmin Mead.
Yeah, Bodmin Mead was like that. But I find these two meads, they feel like very fine, smooth. And if you go over to our Patreon, there's an exclusive video where I get a expert to actually talk about that, Tim Jackson, and he gets a glass, and you see how on the glass the wine sort of drips down. It doesn't like just go straight down. It sort of slow drips down, and that's because it's high quality, and that's because it's very high quality. And he speaks a lot about that on the exclusive Patreon video. But what I'm saying there, it feels like a very high quality drink. Like, I think that's something you would see in like M&S.
So, and that's the Bodmin Mead?
That one there, the Heligan Mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Heligan Mead is the
Heligan
high
Mead.
quality mead.
Now, fun fact about the Heligan Mead. The Lost Gardens of Heligan is where we got it from. Now,
How did you find the gardens?
Good question.
so no, that's the name of the place, the Lost Gardens of Heligan. Now, it's a stately home, but during the First and Second World Wars, they didn't have any proper gardeners to tend the garden, so it ended up becoming so overgrown, so disused that they actually it took 2 generations basically, and they completely forgot about it. And they forgot about the gardens. And then in the early 1990s, they discovered that there was some gardens, and they redid them up. They've been touching them up, whatever you want to call it, and just
That's the second time he's done that, but this is the first time he's done that on purpose.
But anyway,
He's got some water, but he keeps doing this.
Anyway,
Me
the
and
Lost
Hugo
Gardens.
genuinely lost us to stuff laughing at him the last time. When we had Cornelia on.
We did have Cornelia on. For
But anyway, yes, the
Fjord
Lost,
Mead.
Lost Gardens.
yes,
the
they're
only
very nice.
Midlands mead we've ever had on.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Midlands, you
letting
need
the
to up
side
your
down.
game. Midlands, up your game.
Yeah.
Get making, get
I'm sure
brewing.
Hereford could do
Let's
it.
get that.
Hereford.
Well, they're essentially Wales, but you know.
Are they?
Anyway,
Dude,
Maddie,
the train station is in Welsh.
anyway,
Yeah.
Maddie, please do continue your story about the Lost Gardens.
No, it's fine. It's past now. That conversation's gone.
No, we're back to it.
We're back
fine.
to it, yeah.
So, if you want to Google search the Lost Gardens of Heligan, so you can show Corey.
Pretty sure that's near where I used to live. Well, then again, it's Cornwall. It's all near where I used to live.
So if you want to click on images,
This is great radio content.
this is brilliant radio content.
People at home, I want you to just Google Lost Gardens of Heligan on Google itself and go on Google Images because it's quite funny.
Yeah, well, they've got some lovely statues. They've got some really interesting art projects. It's so unbelievably Cornish. That, and also it's way better than the Eden Project. If you want to go to the Eden Project just so you can see the jungle, I wouldn't bother. That's £38.
It's a very different thing, though. The Eden Project, for what it is, I do quite like. And also they do concerts there, which I almost went to go and see Lionel Richie there, which would have been amazing.
Lionel Richie.
I know, right? Come on.
So,
Richie.
Would you have been dancing on the ceiling?
No.
It would have been a feeling.
so
Because you're dancing on the ceiling.
Anyway,
let's
it's
go,
a very beautiful
yeah.
gardens.
I just need to
I recommend you
Where
go and
is-
see it.
So anyway, going back to the mead discussion, the Heligan Mead is
Oh, no.
very lovely.
I
It's
used
a very
I
nice
used to live
mead.
over here.
It tastes like most traditional meads I've had.
not very new, I'm
Like
thinking of
the
different
Lime
place.
Bay mead, the Chalice mead, and now the Heligan mead. They all taste very similar. The main difference with this one is that it's a much higher percentage. Whereas the Lime Bay and the Chalice mead are around 14%, this one is 17%.
I am feeling it.
And, you know, it doesn't taste like it's stronger, but it does smell like it's stronger.
Mm.
But, you know, the taste is the same. Probably makes it more dangerous to drink.
But it's
sitting,
nice. It is very nice.
But it is very nice.
I think it's absolutely
nice.
great mead. It's upbeat. It's professional. I think this is a professional mead. Now, I always like to do this thing where I think of we're having a wine rack. We've got a small flat, so we've got a 6-piece wine rack. And I think the Blackberry Mead would have a space on my wine rack.
I like the Blackberry Mead. I would probably get the Heligan Original Mead on my rack.
I mean, I really like it, and I think it would be on my rack. But the thing is, I wanted a bottle of Lime Bay,
Rack.
a bottle of how do you say it again? Fjord Mead.
Fjord Mead.
Fjord Mead, bottle of
Yes.
Lime Bay, bottle of Fjord Mead, a bottle of that mint mead we had, a bottle of
Mint.
That was also Lime Bay. That was their garden mead.
I'll probably have another bottle of Lime Bay, and then Heligan Mead Blackberry, and we could fit the original on it if we've got a 6 wine rack. But I think that's the thing. I think it does have a space on the wine rack for mead, particularly the Blackberry, because that's like if you've got a guest round who's for some reason doesn't like original mead, then they are perfect for this mead because they might like that. They might like the Blackberry one. Who knows?
I feel like wine drinkers would probably really enjoy this mead. But then I also think...
I think that we should
it's
just
a
try and
very
convert wine
universal.
drinkers.
To me,
I think those are the people we should aim at.
no,
'Cause they're the most
no,
likely we can get.
specific. I have to say specific wine drinkers because you don't drink a red you don't drink a red because it's sweet. You know what I mean? You've got to have people that like the sweetness. So I suggest rosé to begin with. Rosé drinkers we target.
I don't
Well, and
know.
then we work our
I
way
don't
in.
Then we
know about
work our way
rosé
in.
drinkers. I think mead...
And then as mead gets more popular and it gets cheaper, then we work on the white wine.
I feel
Yeah.
like mead would
We work
be
on the
most
Essex scale.
popular with the white wine people, to be fair.
Should we try this?
Honestly.
My sister's white wine, but my mum's more red wine. So shall I just see if I can find a mead that will work for both of them?
I like all wine and mead.
I have a rule of my body is a temple and that temple is a trash pit, so I will drink anything.
Yes, exactly.
We live, laugh, love that for you.
One point I want to make is we have been trying to expand a bit, and last weekend I tweeted in at LBC, Leading Britain's Conversation, a radio station in London,
Yes.
and obviously it was the leadership debate for the Conservatives around that time, and my main thing was no one was talking about the cost rises of mead, and we need mead to be affordable. I mean, there's
the
great
important issues.
important issues. Yeah, there's no really good cheap mead. So that's what I wanted. I tweeted into LBC, and they read our tweet out on the radio. They read about it, and you know what they said? They said, I can't remember which percent it was. I'll get that up actually. But what they said when they read our tweet out is because they didn't actually know what mead was. The presenter didn't.
What?
They didn't know what it was. They
Nerd.
recognised the name,
Outrageous.
but they couldn't remember what it was. So
LBC,
yeah.
step your game up.
So yeah,
Leading
LBC,
Britain's
yeah.
Conversation, rubbish.
yeah, absolutely,
Mead and cheese is leading the world's conversation.
exactly.
On mead and cheese.
And
well, no,
cheese,
maybe not cheese.
which
There's a
we've
lot
not
of people who
spoke
talk about
about
cheese.
today.
We should get some cheese. I haven't had cheese in weeks.
Cornish
Seriously?
cheese.
But
Yeah, I've been trying to
and
cut out
do you
the
know what?
big fats.
This is a problem. I couldn't. It was. Can't remember which guy it was, to be honest. I know who he is, but I can't remember his name.
You've got the clip.
While we're here, I just want to talk, just say I'm looking at a lot of various presenters on LBC, and I'm so glad I don't listen to LBC.
Why?
They all just seem awful.
This is an opinion of Ed, not DemonFM. DemonFM, only opinion.
I'm sure I could find a majority of people who don't like LBC at Demon. But, at the moment, it is
Tom
me.
die.
Yeah. Me and Tom can agree on many things, and this is one of them.
But yeah, my point is, I can't remember the presenter for the life of me, but we read it out and they said rosé. Rosé is a summer drink, and I wanted to live respond, and that's why I think we should do call-ins on radio shows, because obviously I set out the agenda that mead should be a summer drink. That should be discussed in the cost prices. But a lot of people are saying no, wine's a summer drink, and I think we need to really campaign this summer for people.
My tunes
to get a bottle of mead in your hot tub.
Yes, and while we are discussing LBC, I am also looking through the Mead and Cheese chat to try and find the clip you sent of the radio presenter talking about mead.
Unfortunately, it was a bit after. So I didn't, because I sent in the tweet very early in the day, and I was working that day editing, and it was about midnight, and I just heard him say mead. I thought, hey, up. And I tried to record it, but I didn't have everything set up, so I don't know how much I actually got.
Yeah. Yes, well, I think, LBC talking about mead on their show shows that Mead and Cheese is working. Tom, what is our mission statement?
Our mission statement. Let me put on the glasses. Let me tell you our mission statement, everyone. So usually on this part of the show, I would start talking to you about what we've done, and I'm proud of what we've done. But we need to do so much more, and we can. So in the next decade, we are going to build a media superpower, which will tackle other, because we want to really make independent media stronger in this nation. We want one mead bottle for every single household. Every single household should have a bottle of mead, and that will be 27.8 million bottles of mead sold a year in this decade. I want to see that. And I think this nation wants to see that. We are leading a grassroots campaign to win this battle. We're winning every single day, and it's hard. We need you on our side. We also want to build our own radio station and movie studio, because our good friend Evan, he could direct the next Pirates of the Caribbean from our studio. We want these things. So you can help us by joining our Patreon. You can help us fund this mission, because we don't have donors. We are built off our membership. So let's work together. Let's get this done. Let's make mead the drink of the nation. Thank you.
So me and Ed have just tried the Moonhoney Mead from Devon, which is a new take on mead. They're trying to make it more like beer. I don't think it's for me.
I wouldn't say no.
If I had to choose between that and the traditional mead,
it is a bit like you've taken IPA, then sweetened it.
It does. It does taste like a sweetened pale ale. I'll agree with that. I'm not really much of a pale ale drinker.
I'm not massive, but of beers, they're preferable for me.
Although, saying that, the more I drink it, the more it's getting better. So maybe it's one of those.
I have to say, Corey, it is one of those. I find it, the more you drink, it's like. See, you've reached your hand out. Look at him. Look at this little. Look, there he goes.
Little mitts.
He wants more.
See, little paws.
Go on.
You know what? Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
See, it's one of them ones, because it's not right.
First taste is, it's not what you expect. So it kind of throws you off, and then you have a few more sips, and you're like, this is okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say what was it, Maddie? You said it was like a mix between Stella and.
The way I described
it,
that
pale ale
the way I described it to Tom's family was, it's like the foam on the top of Stella. That creamy taste. Yeah, Stella Artois. The foam at the top of Stella Artois.
Yeah.
It tastes like that, but better.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And this is actually the only mead here that I have been very lucky enough to meet the owner who makes it.
Oh, so let's.
You didn't meet Cornelia?
No.
Well, you know what? You did meet Cornelia. You've met the creator of Fjord Mead. But Moonhoney Mead is doing something revolutionary with mead. They are trying to make it more modern, more like an IPA or a beer, something that you would buy from a pub. And I appreciate that they're trying to get the mead message across, because if someone who likes IPAs or beers drinks this mead, they are more likely to be converted onto more traditional meads too.
Shall I just read out what it's made with on the side of the bottle?
Yeah.
So it's light and sparkling.
Yes.
Our classic mead is made with purely honey, water and yeast.
That is
But
how
they
they
used
make a mead.
hoppers. They've used hoppers in it.
Hops.
Hops, which is how
Yeah,
they make lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It and pale ale, because they added hops to pale ale originally to make it last longer, hence the name Indian Pale Ale, because they would brew it in Europe and then just send it on its way, because then it would ripen
But
on
it
its
works.
way to India.
It works so well with the mead.
And
It does taste good, yeah.
the combination of orange blossom and wildflower honeys
Ooh.
provide gentle floral notes and slight sweetness.
But
I get annoyed when people talk about themselves like that. Now I will decide what you are.
Moonhoney are trying to do something revolutionary with mead, so I want everyone in the studio to try something revolutionary with cheese. We are going to bring back a segment we haven't done for a while called Pitch Invasion.
Pitch Invasion!
Where Maddie, Ed and Tom will pitch to me a new cheese.
A new cheese.
A new cheese. Never been made before. You are trying to modernise cheese in the way that Moonhoney have modernised and adapted.
Oh, I should also
mead.
say, guess how much per bottle?
For Moonhoney Mead,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess £4 a bottle.
£3.50.
Nice.
And for a pack of, I bought a mix pack. So I had 2 traditional and 2 ginger. So we'll try the ginger in a minute.
And I'm really excited.
The ginger is very nice, surprisingly good. And I had a mix pack that was only £12.50, and it came in a really nice crate as well that you could carry around, and you could sort of see yourself walking around with a picnic, like getting ready to sit down with your mates and share but you can get up to I think a pack of 8 for only £24.
Yeah, and I will say this, if you're a lager or an ale drinker and you want to try mead, Moonhoney Mead might be the perfect mead for you to try first.
I think that's totally a valid point. I think what I think about this particular mead is it's not maybe you don't go out yourself to get it. I think you go on a picnic with some friends and maybe they've got it. That's the good thing about this mead. It is a mead. It's a sort of. I feel like this mead is designed for friendships to be built off, and I really like it because I don't think anyone else is doing this with mead. I don't think anyone else is tried this sort of approach, and I think it's a very interesting approach. I really support what they're doing, and I agree. Like, you know, you take your first sip and you might think it's not traditional mead, and I think that's why I say go with it with an open mind.
What I was also really surprised about was, bear in mind, Moonhoney, yes, is based in Devon, but the restaurant that is attached to the brewery is also really good, which is the Old Warehouse. Now, I spoke about it in an episode where you just asked me about the weather.
How is the weather right now, Maddie?
Oh yeah, you know what? I think we should do weather segments like they did on what's that show? Newsnight
Yeah, we should.
with Jeremy Price.
We have
should
to.
do that.
We're big media superpower now.
You know what? Yeah,
Can I continue with
I'll
what
do
I
it
was
in a
saying?
little bit. But Maddie,
After
yeah,
you tell us
Yeah.
how the weather is, yeah.
we'll do a song and then we'll go to pitch invasion.
Anyway,
Yes, that's
I went to this lovely restaurant, which is the Old Warehouse in Kingsbridge, Devon. And it's one of a newer restaurant. It was it felt modern. It felt old and new at the same time, which I have to say is very cliche for this mead. It's old but new. And I had everything that I had that was like food-wise that was cooked in mead. Like
Nice.
not with like mead mustard or like honey mustard or
What
whatever.
would
It
work?
was cooked in mead.
What was
Well,
it you had cooked?
Food is cooked in wine,
Mussels.
so I imagine
Ooh.
it does work. It'd be just sweeter than cooking something in wine.
Would pork be quite good with mead?
I imagine
think so.
I mean, you get
use
honey
cider
roast
for
pork anyway.
That's quite sweet anyway.
So if you get a honey roast pork cooked in mead,
I think we could get not just a big hunk of like pork shoulder, cook that in mead.
I think so.
Be very sweet.
So
I don't like pork.
shall we go to a?
Well, this is me and Corey then.
Shall we go to a song
You
break?
can have something tofu.
Save our sundial.
We'll go to a sun break.
No, I like the option that's going up.
We are going to go to a song, but before we do, I'm just going to remind Maddie, Ed, and Tom about what their pitch invasion will be about. They will have about 4 minutes to prepare, and then they will be timed 2 minutes. I will jump in with pitch invasions to ask them any questions that I have. But they are going to do an innovative take on cheese in the same way that Moonhoney have done an innovative take on mead. Are we all okay with the brief?
Yes, please play Jet.
We are going to play Jet.
Yay!
Back on.
We are back on Mead and Cheese, the Cornwall special, featuring Devon.
I think Cornwall is always featuring Devon. It is Devon and Cornwall police.
I mean,
Like
Cornwall and
Devon
Devon
and
are
Cornwall are very
basically the same place.
yeah. As a Cornish nationalist, I completely disagree with that. But as a rational human being, yeah,
Cornwall should have its own devolved government. I agree with Maddie.
I'd
with
argue
what
that the
you
whole
said earlier.
southwest should.
I would argue
But the
that
thing is, Cornish people would despise being lumped in with Devon, even though half of them come from London.
I would argue that England should be split up into several devolved governments anyway.
I'm with you, my man. I want
Yeah.
West Midlands government because like what is it? Shropshire, Staffordshire, Hereford, and Worcestershire would all get annoyed that the seat of government would be in Birmingham.
Yeah.
But then everyone would like the majority of people in the West Midlands would just go, yeah, but where else are you going to put it? Stratford.
I mean, yeah, I fully support devolved governments in England.
Yeah, I want devolved governments in England.
Yeah, I think London should become a city-state.
Well, London already has devolved government. They did have a referendum on a northeast devolved government around Newcastle.
There should be a Northumbria.
Yeah,
government.
the problem was that people in Sunderland disagreed with where the seat of government should be.
You get Lancashire, Greater Manchester, Merseyside, and all of Yorkshire, and put them in the northern.
Oh yeah,
government.
just Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you finally let them be Yorkshire.
So we've got
Then you got Northwest.
We've got the Moonhoney website up. Now, Corey, would you like to read their little segment on what is mead?
I don't have my glasses on, but I'll try. In its most basic form, mead is an alcoholic beverage made from just 2 ingredients: honey and water, fermented with yeast.
That sounds
It
like 3
was.
ingredients.
It does. It was the drink of the Vikings, and for centuries traditionally consumed during the 30 days after a wedding period that became known as a honeymoon. We've spoke about that before on the show.
Oh!
Hence reason Moonhoney.
Yes. Sam Jones is the co-founder and head brewer of Moonhoney Mead, and we are going to try and
Does
get
look
him on
like
the show
Tom, doesn't he?
Yeah.
as much as we can. But they have won some awards. They have won the Taste of the West Southwest England Gold Award for
Taste of the West, Southwest England Gold for their ginger one, and silver for their honey, the traditional one, and their hop.
Well,
Which
no,
one have we
actually,
Which one have
Maddie,
we tried?
the traditional one I'm looking at here also has the gold symbol on it. But they did also win silver for the elderflower one, which was the one you
Oh, was
saw.
that the
They
traditional
did.
we were trying?
This is the traditional.
That's the traditional, yeah.
We will go outside and try the ginger
In a minute.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, out to the car park.
But yeah, I think it's time for Pitch Invasion.
I'm ready.
So if you don't know what Pitch Invasion is, the contestants will have 2 minutes to pitch an idea of the host choosing. They will have these 2 minutes to pitch the idea, and the host can jump in at any time with the phrase Pitch Invasion, where they can ask any question they want. So, we have Maddie, we have Ed, we have Tom, all competing for the best new take on cheese. Ed, you will go first. You have 2 minutes, starting now.
Breast milk cheese.
I'm gonna walk away.
3 words. We live in a society that for some reason finds it weird that people drink... finds it okay that we drink like milk intended for young animals.
Pitch invasion. Is this human breast milk?
I was getting to that.
Okay.
No, we find it weird that... We find it fine that we drink like milk that's intended for like cows or sheep. Sometimes other animals are involved like goats. But for some reason it's weird for an adult to drink human milk. So why not have breast milk cheese? We already do breast milk coffee and breast milk ice cream. Why not breast milk cheese?
Pitch invasion.
Wait, do we?
We do breast milk ice cream and coffee.
What?
This isn't a joke. Look it up. We all find it a bit gross, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
However, you gave me a topic and I'm going off on one.
There's people that put it in their cereal. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
Also, still on the pitch invasion, where will you be getting your
Free
breast
milk.
milk from?
Where would you be
sourcing your breast
volunteers?
milk from? Volunteers.
So I should say, they will be paid.
British volunteers?
Yeah.
You got to keep it British.
You
yeah,
gotta,
dude,
gotta
I'm
stimulate the
a
economy.
nationalist at heart. We're keeping this British and English and Scottish and Welsh and whatever Northern Ireland decides they are.
Keeping it in theme, will it be 100% Cornish breast milk?
It can be.
It can be. That's good enough for me. Keeps it in theme with the Cornish special. Your time continues.
Yeah, but, I know very little about breast milk as a person who, oddly enough, doesn't think about breast milk that often because that would be quite weird, other than the past probably 20 minutes right now since you introduced this idea. But I would also argue that we could also, expand it to other animals.
Ooh.
Because, breasts, that's just where the milk comes from.
Yes.
We could use other animals to make the cheese that have breasts.
Pitch invasion. What other animals do you have in mind?
Chickens have breasts.
Chicken milk, yeah, that could work.
Maybe.
So chicken cheese.
What?
Just thinking.
Labradors have breasts?
Labrador cheese.
I'm gonna say a no on that. I am not drinking dog cheese. Eating dog cheese, that sounds bad. But anyway, come on. You could make a good solid cheddar out of breast milk. Just think about it. Would you eat breast milk cheese?
Probably not.
Maybe.
You try it once.
Give it a try.
Try everything once. Sheep milk. Sheep milk ice cream is pretty great. It's very creamy.
Pitch invasion.
A lot of Cornish ones do that.
You spoke about making breast milk cheddar. Would you also make breast milk red Leicester and breast milk processed cheese?
Well, we would be making breast milk Stilton.
Ooh.
So, of course, naturally, because red Leicester is a byproduct of Stilton, we would be making breast milk red Leicester from what's left over.
That's interesting. So you would have all the different variants on cheese, but made with breast milk instead of cow's milk.
Yeah. So it would be in smaller scale, but that would mean we could charge more.
And here's a question as well. With the breast milk cheese being from volunteers, does that make our breast milk cheese vegan?
Good question.
That is a good question.
As a person who is not a vegan, I don't know. Vegans out there, there's a lot of vegans who don't drink honey or eat honey.
Yes.
So, of course, they don't drink meat.
But then bees can't consent to giving away their honey, whereas humans
Yeah,
can.
I know. I've watched
It is a
movie.
byproduct, though.
However, if people are consenting to this happening, would it be vegan friendly?
I mean,
I want to
technically,
say it
the
would,
bees
yeah.
aren't harmed in the process of.
Well, we're talking
extracting
about the
honey.
breast milk cheese now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the vegan. I think we talked about vegan
Conversation.
cheese once before with the one person who's been on the show who had Mead. What's her name? Is it Meg?
The vegan, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the vegan.
Oh, Meg, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The vegan.
we've only had one vegan on the show.
We need more vegans. Shout out to vegans.
We are trying to get more vegans on the show because we are going to try and source some vegan mead at some
Yeah, I'm
point.
still confused by that. But anyway, are you
back
good
to your
with breast milk cheese?
Yes.
No one should be good with this, Maddie. However, come on, it was
No,
a good joke.
It's all
not
volunteers.
it's not good
fine.
for me. I don't like it. I don't know. It's not volunteers. It's not.
It's volunteers.
It would be voluntary.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Ed, you have 10 seconds left.
Oh, cool.
Just say breast milk.
Breasts.
Just for 10
I think
seconds.
I win. I've just talked for like more than 2 minutes
Jesus.
about breasts.
So that was Ed's pitch for booby cheese.
God,
Maddie,
That's awful. Breast
never
milk
say
cheese.
booby
Come on.
cheese again.
Maddie,
That's nasty.
Maddie, you must now
Oh
type
no!
booby
Can you?
cheese.
No! Oh my God! I don't want to. Can you move on to Tom? I need
Maddie,
a minute to
Maddie,
think about booby cheese.
Maddie, you have 2 minutes
Oh.
starting now.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of mozzarella and cream cheese, and sometimes you get certain types of mozzarella, they can be rather creamy. Now, why don't we have something that's like cream cheese and mozzarella, that's like that perfect a buffalo cheese, but mixed in like with certain fruits and certain things like cranberries or gherkins or other
Pitch
stuff.
invasion.
Yeah.
The gherkins, are they pickled?
Yes.
You are putting pickled gherkins in your cheese?
Yeah, in my mozzarella.
No.
They can not be pickled, of course, but you know we can add anything to it. So it's a mozzarella ball with extra
Pitch
add-ons.
invasion?
Yeah.
So does the person buying it get to customise their own cheese? Is it a make your own cheese?
Yeah.
I like this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's making like mozzarella on site with any sort of peppers, fruit, veg you want to whack in there, because mozzarella goes with anything. You know what I mean?
Agreed, yeah.
Especially goes well with mead.
Pitch invasion.
Yeah.
Will the milk to be making this be ethically sourced from volunteers?
I'm not going anywhere near your booby milk.
Pitch invasion.
Breast milk cheese, okay?
Not booby milk.
Pitch invasion. How will you be sourcing your milk?
So, unfortunately, I've spoken to many vegans about this, and vegan cheese is just not on par with what we like as cheese.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I will not be using non-cheese cheese. You know what I mean? It's going to be made from cow's milk.
It's going to be made from cow's
or
milk.
buffalo. Buffalo
milk.
Buffalo milk a little
Sheep
bit
is
better.
also good.
Yeah, but I'm going to stick to how
creamy.
mozzarella is actually made, which is buffalo mozzarella.
Okay, so we're going buffalo milk. Your
Buff.
time continues.
Buff. Yeah.
Buffalo milk.
But basically, it's going to be ethically sourced with happy cows.
Sauce buffalo.
Happy cows from Wales that have lived in the valleys
Happy buffalo.
and across the plains of Sutton and Ashfield.
How
That's always very
buff
important.
are your buffalo invasion?
Is that a pitch invasion?
I think you need to say it before you say the thing.
How buff are my buffaloes? I don't know, they've been pumped up on Ed's booby milk.
and
Breast milk cheese. Breast
But it's
milk
booby
cheese.
milk.
Not booby milk.
booby
Breast
milk.
milk cheese.
and booby milk. And to keep in theme with the Cornwall special, will any of your buffaloes be Cornish,
I want them across
featuring Devon?
I want them across the Celtic plains, as well as Sutton and Ashfield. Only Sutton and Ashfield. Like the only place that I think is allowed is Sutton and Ashfield when it comes to the other Celtic realms.
They do have
So
the
Scotland.
largest sundial in Europe.
They do, and I think that's really, we need to save it, you know.
Yes.
And I think it should be Welsh buffaloes. I think it should be Cornish buffaloes plus technically Devon, because I'm being nice.
So if you're including all the Celtic buffaloes, does that mean you're also having Scottish, Irish, Breton, and Manx buffaloes?
Yes.
And also that weird bit of Spain.
Yes.
Nice. Okay,
I mean, they're all booby milked.
your time
Breast milk
continues.
cheese. Breast milk cheese.
Okay. But yeah, all the vegetables or any other meats, because you could have meats with your cheeses if you felt like it, or maybe like chunks of honey, like, you know, like make it more of a dessert thing.
Honeycomb cheese.
Honeycomb cheese.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but all mixed into a mozzarella that you can either cook, or you can eat raw, or something that you can serve like mush if you feel like it, you know, or if it's stringy.
Yeah.
You do what you want with it. But if it's creamy in the middle, then you've got the cream cheese. So you've got the cream cheese within the more tougher bit.
You
So
have 10 seconds left.
don't drink booby milk.
Don't drink booby milk. Thank you very much, Maddie.
You're not drinking it, you're eating it.
That was Maddie's customizable make-your-own mozzarella, which I...
With cream cheese in the middle.
With the option for creaminess. I like it very much. So we've had booby cheese.
Breast milk cheese. Breast milk cheese.
We've had Ed's booby cheese. We've had Maddie's customizable creamy cheese with the mozzarella made from Celtic buffalo, and now
Sutton and Ashfield.
And Sutton and Ashfield. Celtic featuring Sutton and Ashfield and Devon.
Honorary Celtic state.
And now we have Lord Thomas Jackson, who will pitch us his new take on cheese.
Now, first of all, if you're watching the live stream, I've added a bit of text before we start the timer, and it says Pitch Invasion is an original mead and cheese product.
Are you not starting your time yet?
No, I added just a bit of text, a copyright disclaimer.
Okay, yeah. Read the disclaimer.
It says here at the top of our live screen, Pitch Invasion is an original mead and cheese product.
What are you doing, Ed?
I'm trying to find somewhere to put it.
Right, I'll sort it.
Okay, so
He's got a camera on.
Oh, my hair is so messy. I can see it. Right, let's go. This is going to be a messy idea because I actually only thought about it a few seconds ago. I'm having my...
Hold on, let me start your timer. Your time starts now.
3, 2, 1. We are doing what we call space sea cheese.
Space sea cheese.
Yeah, space sea cheese.
Pitch Invasion.
Mad, point the camera at the guy who's pitching.
What makes it sea cheese?
Right, so the whole concept behind this is that we basically it's all in space.
Okay.
Right, so you're familiar with space. We're going to build a space station where we're going to put cows in and some goats. And in
Pitch Invasion. Any buffaloes?
Yeah, definitely buffaloes and Labradors.
Pitch Invasion. Will you also be using booby milk?
No. And what makes it sea, what makes it part of the sea, is the fact that we're going to have seawater in this space station.
I like it.
So, basically, we're going to have the cows in our space station, and they're going to be they're going to be bashed by the water because it's going to be half full of water, seawater, from the Cornish coast.
Nice.
And then we're going to send up people from Cornwall, from the Sutton Cornish spacemen from the Sutton Sundial Space Centre up into space, and they'll be space farmers, and they'll milk the cows, they'll make the cheese, they'll batter it with the seawater because I want that salty taste. I want that salt. And then they just make the cheese, and then what they do is, instead of like Corey, say if you say, I want some cheese, ring-a-ding-ding, you don't have to go to shop anymore, you just ring up the space station, and they'll say, okay, Corey, we've actually got some salt cow cheese. We put a bit of honey in this one. Does that sound good to you, mate? And you'll say,
yes, of course.
Of course that sounds good. So what we'll do, they'll open the cap, they'll wait.
Pitch Invasion.
Yeah.
If Kieran Shea asked for any of this cheese, would he be allowed any?
I don't know. No.
No. Good. Okay.
No.
Continue.
But yeah, so what we would do, so you've rang up, hi, can I have some honey, salt, sea, cow cheese? And we're, of course you can, Corey. We're in a spacesuit. And I'll get out of the space centre, and I'll try, what you would have to do is get like a flare
you
or
have 10
something.
seconds left.
You get a flare, and I will throw that cheese down like a meteor. And, your house could explode, but you would get cheese.
That was a great pitch for your space sea cheese. From the Cornish coast.
Yeah.
I like how all of them were Cornish in some way. Ed's had the Cornish boobies. Maddie's had Cornish buffalo. And Tom had the Cornish seawater. Now, I'm going to need some time to deliberate
Could I just mention,
so I can deliver a verdict.
throughout the entirety of both of them, we were talking about breast milk cheese as well.
Yes, Booby Milk Man.
Yeah, but
Right.
I think it's funny if you just announce breast milk.
Yeah, but boobs. Big old boobs.
So
Big old titty.
Yeah, I need some
Tiddle
time.
bees.
I need some time
You need
to
some time.
think about
Calculate.
what the result of this pitch invasion will be. But while I do that, we will have the Nidhoggr Sutton Sundial,
Yes!
greatest landmark in the world, while I decide the result. It is the greatest landmark in the world,
Hello,
the
hello, hello.
Sutton in Ashfield Sundial. I have just tried some of the Moonhoney Ginger Mead,
In the car park.
and I don't think I'm a fan. Ed,
No.
you have also tried it.
Yeah, it's the ginger.
It's too bitter.
Yeah, it's like if I wanted ginger, I'd have ginger beer, but that just isn't working.
I mean, I quite like the ginger flavour, but I feel like in this particular mead it doesn't work.
Mm.
We've had the Lime Bay Ginger Mead before, and that was quite nice. But this is not. But saying that, the Moonhoney Traditional, the classic, is pretty good.
I'm going to come in with a counter argument because actually I prefer the ginger one. Yes, please. Yeah, I prefer the ginger one because I think this one is more for me. But I feel like if you're going to have this one, you have to be a fan of ginger. So if you're having this one, which I'm trying to hold, there you go. You have to be a fan of ginger because it is a drink which people who like ginger like. I'm glad that out of the two we have, there is one what everyone likes in this, which is the original. And they do some other flavours. I'm not quite sure what they are. I need to check. Maybe Maddie would know. If she doesn't, we'll find out. Berries
And they do hops.
and hops. So they'll be also interesting to try.
So, let's go back to Pitch Invasion, where we saw Maddie's customisable mozzarella with the option of cream, which saw all of its milk sourced from Celtic buffalo and also Sutton in Ashfield. We had Ed, who had his booby milk,
Breast milk.
breast milk cheese. And we had Tom, who had his space sea cheese, which comes from space and does not serve Kieran Shea. So, which cheese is the winning cheese? It's a very tough decision, but I'm going to have to go with Madeline Forster.
This is
Oh my
fixed.
god. Seriously?
Congratulations, Maddie.
Yeah.
Now, they were all very good pictures, and this was a very hard decision, but customisable cheese sounds like something that appeals to everyone, whereas space cheese and booby cheese feel like very niche cheeses.
Booby cheese, honestly, sounds like one of the grossest things I've ever heard.
Yeah. So, Maddie, your
Breast milk cheese, though. Fine.
your
Anyway.
Celtic customisable cheese sounds great.
Yeah.
So, Maddie, you got to go make it now. You
Yep.
know
Oh,
that's
God,
what
that's
that's
Good luck,
prize.
Maddie.
The
Go
prize
find a
of the
buffalo.
show is you
in
have to go
Sutton
do
and
it.
Ashfield.
And
Anyway, I am going to quickly run because I have other stuff I have to do today.
Goodbye, Ed.
Ed, come say goodbye in camera one. Thank you, Ed. Ed, thank you. Well done.
What a legend.
Booby milk. Anyway, so I want to just reiterate the point that, and if you're watching the live stream right now, you'll see this on this pop up on the screen. That Pitch Invasion is an original mead and cheese product.
It's an original idea.
Yeah, so just point up, Corey. Just point up for people watching the stream. Just point up. Now, Corey's pointing up for a reason, because Pitch Invasion is what an original mead and cheese idea.
Our idea.
Our idea. Our idea. Our own idea. Nothing but our idea.
Kieran Shea will claim it's his idea.
And you're literally pointing at mead and cheese right now. So it's pitch invasion, mead and cheese. Pitch invasion, mead and cheese. No ifs, no buts.
No coconuts.
So, let's go back to Cornwall. Maddie, you wanted to tell us a little bit about before Tom arrived in Cornwall and what you got up to.
So I think I might need to turn the mic up on this because it's a little bit quiet.
It is all the way up.
Okay. So I went down with my lovely grandma, Suzanne Edwards. And, well, she is getting on. She's nearly 80. She's still driving.
Good for her.
Good for her. And we drove down to Kingsbridge, Devon, to see my great cousin, Michael, who's also getting on a bit. He's on his way to being 90, I believe. Both lovely people. Really, really sweet. Just adorable bundles of joy. And we were walking around Kingsbridge. We wanted somewhere to eat. And we ended up going to the meadery, which, of course, I then spoke to you guys about earlier on in the show. But also, the next day after I had been to the meadery, which you then just asked me about the weather.
And what was the weather like, Maddie?
It was hot.
Okay, continue.
But all the food that was being served was cooked with mead. And I made sure to ask whether or not it was like a mead with honey or mead with mustard, mead with something that was other than, it was honey and something else, but they just called it mead. And it wasn't. It was cooked like a wine. And it was really nice. Really enjoyed myself. And then I went to Plymouth the next day carrying this precious cargo of mead.
Yes.
And I got to Plymouth and I went to where we went wrong when it came to colonisation, which was the Mary Rose Museum. And I went to go see where the Mary Rose set sail to the Americas. It was interesting. There were some Americans there, and they were not happy about the truth. Let's just say that politely.
So, when you say colonisation gone wrong, because
we shouldn't have gone to the Americas.
Because, some would say that all of colonisation was a bad idea, but you specifically said this is where colonisation
well, look
went
where
wrong.
it is now. Just saying. That's my opinion, not the station's. But America, it's not a good country right now. I'm just saying.
As a show with a large American audience,
Canadian, we have a Canadian audience.
We also do have an American audience. We would like to say that the people of the United States are not necessarily upholdent to the views of their government.
Yes, and I do agree with you on that. But there are some people a little bit south than that, and there's a lot of them, a good percentage of them, that probably need to reevaluate their history and their future, probably. But anyway, there was a couple, very old, that were obviously on holiday and trying to connect with their roots or whatever they do at that age. And they were not happy about some of the images and some of the information that was given in the museum and gone, that's incorrect, that's wrong. That they were happy at the Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm like, I need to leave. So I did. I left, and I went to a pub, which was right next to where the Mary Rose set sail. It was a lovely view of the sea. It was a nice hot day, and there was lots of people from Cardiff, getting very drunk, and I was getting very drunk with them. And I got picked up by Joanne Jackson and Tim Jackson, mead and cheese royalty here.
Yep.
As they were the creators of our one and only Tom Alec Jackson. I know.
Well, we have done the mead and cheese Cornish special.
Yes.
But I feel like, there are many other Celtic nations that are worthy of a mead and cheese special. we should do a tour of Wales.
We
We should do a tour of the Isle of Man. We should do a Scottish special.
We can do a Scottish special quite easily.
There are quite a few Scottish meads.
Yeah.
Manx meads, I don't know how many of them there are. There's definitely at least one.
I'll have to Google search. I'm not sure if there is any Welsh mead, but I'll see.
And, you know, Brittany is always an option as well. And Ireland as well. The Irish meads. We have had the Kinsale Mead Company on Mead and Cheese before. Their meads are quite similar to gin.
They do. We have Mountain Mead. We have a Shire Meadery.
Yeah.
And something else.
So, of course, Welsh meads are something we could look into, as well as Scottish meads, as well as Irish meads, as well as Manx and
Definitely.
Brittonic meads.
All of them. Let's
There's
look
a
into all of
spice
them.
Welsh mead.
So we did the Cornwall tour, and one thing what would help us is if you join our Patreon, you can fund more of mine and Corey's tours around the UK. That could fund a holiday for me and Corey.
Yeah, we could go to the Isle of Man and find some Manx meads.
And yes, you won't be able to come along, obviously, but you would be able to watch along, and we would find meads from these places. So join the Patreon, join the membership, join the rebellion, join the movement.
Join the Mead and Cheese movement. You can become a mead patron today. You could even become the king or queen of mead. And you will get an official lordship for doing so.
And I would like to thank our patrons. I would like to thank our one special patron, Evan, who...
Yes, the Greek god.
The Greek god, the best supporter we've ever had.
Fun fact.
And he's a lovely,
closest
lovely
place
person.
we can
Thank
go
you,
to
Evan.
that is going to be selling Welsh mead. 17th to the 20th of November at the NEC Birmingham. They're doing the festive gift fair at the Birmingham NEC. We could go to that.
That might be something to look into. Of course, Mead and Cheese, as well as looking at the Celtic nations to try and source our mead, we have also been trying to get many high-profile guests on the show. We've been reaching out to some politicians and their people to try and get them on the show. We have also been reaching out to celebrities such as the Mead and Cheese superfan Idris Elba.
Yes, we reach out to a lot of people and we want them on. Again, Idris, unfortunately, we have a lot of people wanting to come on the show, so get there fast. What I say, Idris, get on there.
Yes, and of course, if you are someone listening and you would like to come on the show as a guest, please get in touch with us on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or the Patreon page, or any of our social medias, and we would be willing to hear you out, maybe get you on the show.
Yeah, exactly. If you're Patreon, you get priority to go on the show as well, so I just want to plug that in. And also you get to help us pick specials. Like one special what we are looking into doing right now is the Pirate Special, which was requested by our lovely Patreon, Evan, and also we'll be throwing a bit of Elvis in that special as well.
Of course, and speaking of pirates, we have coming up the Drunken Sailor by the Irish Rovers on DemonFM. Welcome back to Mead and Cheese on DemonFM. I'm DJ Mead.
And I am DJ Cheese, and thank you for joining us today. We'll be shortly closing the show. We're now debating about how long that will be. So we might be here for 10 minutes or a bit more than that. But I wanted to thank everyone first who has contributed to the show today. It's nice to have the studio a bit more full again.
It is, yeah. The past few Mead and Cheeses have just been me and Tom, or me and another guest, or Tom and another guest. We've not really had any Mead and Cheeses with more than two people recently.
Yeah, and I think it's because the time of the year. People are going away on summer breaks. I have, you have, Maddie has. I don't know if you have.
But it has meant we could bring back segments like Pitch Invasion.
We
have been able to do a Cornwall quiz involving 3 people participating.
Yeah.
And of course, if you participated at home, let us know how you did on the Cornwall quiz on the Twitter.
Yeah, because we really want to expand this show a lot further. Like today, you were able to join us actually in the studio on a live stream. Though I know that I'll be reviewing this later. There will probably be a few rough bits, but this is the first time we've put out footage live.
Yes, and of course, if you want to catch up with every Mead and Cheese episode, most Mead and Cheese episodes are now uploaded to the podcast, which is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, and of course Anchor.fm.
And Audible.
Yes, and Audible, Amazon Podcasts.
And if you don't have an Audible, I recommend it because you get a free book when you sign up. It's quite cool. But and the podcast is free, so just go on, get your free book, get your free Mead and Cheese. Yeah,
but of course as well, the podcast is also available on Google Podcasts, which I believe is free for everyone to use. If you go on Google, you can search Google Podcasts, search for Mead and Cheese on there, it will come up for free. That is a great free way to listen. But also if you are on Spotify or Apple, you can listen to us on there, and as Tom said, on Audible as well. And you can listen to us for free on the Anchor podcast website, anchor.fm.
And one of the ways we've been able to keep this free is by your support. We've had so much support from people like Evan.
On the Patreon,
Patreon. And
the Greek god.
The Greek god. And, bit of serious talk, it is very helpful because we want to expand this show.
Yeah, of course. We want to keep the show running every week. Every Friday we want to be able to do a Mead and Cheese. But also we want to be able to do more with you. This year we haven't been able to stick to doing it every Friday. We've had gaps in that. We would like to keep it consistent and do that. But we would also like to afford more meads to review. We would like to afford better equipment to up our production. And we would also like to... be able to explore the United Kingdom to try different meads in their place of origin.
We should go to Mead in Mead.
We should, and that's the thing. We should be going to places like Mead in Mead. We should be. This show is like. I like to think this show as a foundation of a great movement, and one thing I particularly want to do is more documentaries, more mead reviewed, but also I want to be able to provide more shows for you, on the regular basis, and we can do that.
Yeah.
And we have, I think we're about to renew our show in the next couple of months. So around September time, we'll be renewing our DemonFM show, and that comes with a whole new committee, a whole new FM team, Maddie's staying, a whole new committee, and it's really exciting, but we only have a year after that in the FM studio.
Well, the plan is to keep Mead and Cheese running throughout all of 2022 and through most of 2023 with the FM studio, but for after the FM studio we're going to need to start from scratch, and this is why your support is as important as ever, so we can afford new equipment, a new Mead and Cheese studio for us to keep the show going for years to come.
Yeah, and it's not a rush. I'm not going to sit here and say we need to build a studio now. I would like to, but it's not a rush. We've got another over a year left, and I feel like that if we continue doing this show for over a year, it will show that we're committed to it and prove to you. But eventually we need to start. Probably mid next year is start building our own space like this. And this equipment comes at a cost. And if you join the Patreon, you're helping us do that. If you subscribe to the YouTube, everything you do, every interaction you do with us is helping us reach that goal. I've actually been looking around at a few places where we might want to settle up Mead and Cheese after we're done, where we finish with DemonFM. So we've had a few ideas there already, but I want by the time we get there, for Mead and Cheese to be not just a weekly show, have a few shows a week. And like we've got an excellent team. We've got Ed, we've got Maddie, we've got Corey, we've got Evan, we've got Connor Dahlia,
we've got Hugo,
King of France,
we've got Sage.
So many great people.
We've got Sam, the Transformers expert.
Yeah, got Tim Jackson, Charlotte Jackson, William Jackson, who's now Assistant Chief Executive.
We've got
Leicester's
the DMU Hackers. We've got the DMU Hackers. We've got the DMU Airsoft Society. We've got Kieran Shea.
Kieran Shea is perhaps one of our best.
We've got Thomas Dye. We've got Anna. We've got
Anna won't be here next year.
We've got Jack Davies.
Yeah,
Davies? It's Davis.
We've had so many guests on this show.
It's a brilliant community of people, and we want to make sure we can consistently deliver to that community. And honestly, I'll be so pleased when we build our own station. And I love this station though. I want this year to take as long as it takes to come over, because I love this radio station. Maddie, you have done amazing things with transferring it into a place which you can go and do anything on. You've done an amazing job at that, and I want to thank you from that. As you may have noticed, a bit of Demon Media news. The committee has now become a joint committee from yesterday. So that means actually now in the eyes of the DSU, me and Corey are both now chairpersons.
We are both the chair people of
Yeah.
Demon.
So I think like from far away, it's like pretty much the end of my term.
Yeah.
Which is sad. It's always sad, but I'm excited to see what Corey does and what Maddie does in the year to come. And I had a few questions. One was my favourite thing about running D Media. I think it is a great community of people to run. I think it's a brilliant community of people, and I liked how so many people came from Mead and Cheese into Demon Media. I love how that expanded like that.
Yes, of course. And, if you do want to catch up on Mead and Cheese and watch some of our older episodes, going on the podcast on the Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Google, or Anchor is the best way to do that. I have recently been editing through some of our older episodes, and can I just say, Tom, that we had a great 5 episodes time. The episode I did most recently was the Geography/Wi-Fi special. If you'll remember, we got special guest Sage Brown on the show.
Sage, he's an amazing guest. He always will be.
He was an amazing guest on the show, yes. And the 5 episodes that we did around that time, we did the hacking special, which was an amazing episode.
That was one of the more different episodes as well. It was more informative.
It was.
It was very interesting. I really enjoyed that one.
Followed immediately by Vodka and Crisps with Kieran Shea. It was the first episode in which we did our new segment, Pitch Invasion. Another classic episode.
Again, great. And it was nice that Kieran came on and, we gave him that idea for him to do Pitch Invasion in his show.
And then, immediately the week after, we did Connor Dahlia's Fjord Mead and the Great Cheese War final.
Yes, and a lot of people have been asking me that, and till today we haven't spoken much about cheese. It's because I feel like we spent a lot of time then with the Great Cheese War, and I felt like now we focus on mead, but let's focus on them together for a bit as well.
Well, that episode, we had Connor Dahlia. He brought his homebrewed mead, Fjord Mead, onto the show. He was a mead expert. But at the same time, we were focused on the grand final of the Great Cheese War. We were talking about the battle between Cheddar and Red Leicester. That episode was very much balanced between both mead and cheese.
Yeah, it was a great episode, and I like hearing. One person I want to get in is a cheese expert. I want to get a cheese brewer on the next few episodes. So if we can find someone who does that. If you're someone who does that, call him. Call in if you're someone who makes cheese, because we have not had a cheese expert on this show yet, and I'd love to.
Of course. And the week after we had Cornelia, we did our Transformers special, which, if you'll remember, we had the Transformers expert Sam, but we also had a pitch invasion where Ed, you, and Sam all pitched a Transformers movie starring Mead and Cheese. Not you, Thomas Dye, I believe.
Yes. Again, another classic episode. Again, I can't thank people enough for coming on this show, because it is really... I didn't... when you start a show, you don't know where it's going to go, and this show has grown so much. There's been so many people on this journey, like Evan, who's been all the way there, and he's our greatest supporter on Patreon. Thank you for supporting us, Evan. And I think it just shows, that we are growing, and it takes time to grow, but we will grow together.
And then the week after that, we had our geography/Wi-Fi special, where we had, as we've spoken about, we had Thomas Dye, Ed Woodywis, Louise Hunt from the DemonFM show, Thank God It's Friday. We also had the Wi-Fi expert Sage Brown.
Yeah, and he was a lovely guest. Like, you can't say he wasn't a lovely guest. He was one of the best guests I think we've ever had on the show. I think he's one of the best people who's ever gone on the radio.
Yeah, going back to the Transformers special, I think it was actually Ed, Evan and Sam who did the pitch invasion on that one.
Yes, I remember Evan being on that.
Yes. But the geography special did have Thomas Dye. We had Thomas Dye, Ed and Lou all competing in a pitch invasion to pitch the film The Death of Kieran Shee. And then when we got Sage on the show, we had Sage, Thomas Dye, and you, I believe, Tom.
Yes.
Pitching the Mead and Cheese Wi-Fi package.
That was a very good one. And Sage won, I believe that was the result.
He did win, and it was a very good episode.
So make sure you check that one out. There's some very interesting pictures in there.
Yes, of course. But this has been the Mead and Cheese Cornwall special featuring Devon.
Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this special. There'll be some announcements over the next few days of more ways to get involved, and help us. Let's get more tours done, because these are interesting. Like, look how much mead we brought in. Corey's got stuff from Yorkshire. We got stuff from Devon. We got stuff from Cornwall. This is a great expansion.
And did you know, Tom, this is our 24th episode of Mead and Cheese.
24th. So let's talk about next week, which is the 25th.
It is the 25th.
And something's very special about next week's episode. I'm just going to quickly let Maddie in.
Okay, so Tom has gone to go let our station manager, Maddie Forster, back into the studio, ready for the special announcement of the 25th episode of Mead and Cheese.
So, luckily enough, next Friday on our 25th episode is Mead Eve.
It is. It is the day before International Mead Day.
And we are having a big celebration of mead on the show. We'll be back here 4 till 7 to just celebrate that. And I think I'm not really sure exactly what we'll be doing on the show. We'll be live streaming it though, so you'll be able to catch on live, and we might have better footage then because we'll have some better equipment. But I'm really excited for this show because we haven't really set an agenda yet for it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be more of a celebration show. I want to play a lot of Elvis.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get as much mead in the studio, not in the studio, but, around the studio as possible.
In the car park.
Yes, and I want to try and get some call-ins on that show.
Yes, it'd be great to hear again from Cornelia of Fjord Mead.
And any other of our lovely guests, because you know what? We've done 25 episodes of this, and that's... We're gonna keep going, but I want to hear from all the guests if we can on this show to talk about mead.
Yeah, I agree. And, 25th episode, it feels like a big occasion. It feels like it's, a landmark moment in mead and cheese history.
You know what it is?
Go on.
It's your silver jubilee.
It's our silver jubilee. I like that.
It is. And, we're on 25 by the end of the 2021/22 academic year. So by the end of the 22/23 academic year, we will be on our 50th episode.
I doubt that. I think you can do better than that.
I reckon we'll get more.
Do you think?
Yeah, I reckon we'll have more. But that's all to say. One thing I want to also say, there might be a little mead and cheese party running after to see, because what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to have a countdown live on the YouTube channel, so you can literally count down from about 11 p.m. till midnight, and we're going to play some really lovely music live on YouTube from the Nidhoggr and some of our other associated brands, and we want you to sort of feel that. So join us 7 till 4, and then we're having a party, but while we're partying, we want you to listen to some nice music and nice things. So there'll be something going up live for you to count down with us.
Yes. So thank you very much for listening to the Cornwall special of Mead and Cheese. I have been DJ Mead.
And I've been DJ Cheese. Just before we close off, I want to say one thing, because I think this just came to my mind. Is Cornwall the capital of mead in the UK at the minute?
I would say so. I don't know anywhere else in the UK that has as much mead as Cornwall. Leicester has been lacking on mead. There is nowhere in Leicester where you can go for mead, except, of course, for 23 Wine and Whiskey.
And Morrison's.
Morrison's is a little bit iffy. They don't sell the Harvest Gold anymore, but that's not really a bad thing.
But we're going to try out their new meads. But yeah, we need more meaderies in Leicester. Let's get
we've got a need for mead,
and that will be great, because we want when we make our mead map, we want Leicester on it.
Of course we do. We want Leicester on the mead map. We know that Sutton and Ashfield will be on the mead map with Conadelia's Fjord Mead.
And if me and Corey have to force it ourselves and make our own mead, we will.
Yeah, of course we will. Of course we will. So yes, this has been the Cornwall special. I've been DJ Mead.
And I've been DJ Cheese, Lord Thomas Jackson of Heligan Manor, Chairperson of Demon Media, Lord Protector of the Association of Brands.
And we have also had...
me.
Madeleine Forster, the leader of DemonFM.
To close out the show, we are going to have the Nidhoggr Dance Now Babe. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.